What is happening, y'all? Welcome on back to the next part. So we are going to be triggering the NPC side quests this episode. Get that underway in case anyone else has broken the seal. So from here, we're just going to head straight on up. We're going to also be taking care of that Fire Knight, but real fast, we're going to run over to about here. And there is a new goodie that I have been made aware of that should make these things incredibly easy. So just heading on over to the main camp for now. Now, if you want, you can actually use this guy to wipe out most of the camp while you're over here. If you're just kind of running around, he'll be, doing his thing, doing fireballs all over. Grab those fireflies for the time being. And we're going to ignore him for just a little bit to get a unique Ash of War for the perfume bottles. You're going to want to have on like a bow or Stone of Garank, just something that can deal range damage. And once we run this way, you can see it just floating in the sky there. Not going to worry about the perfumer. I'm going to run right past them. Just to get this guy. That worked out quite nicely. Then while we're here, we'll just go ahead and grab the Grace, and then we'll come right back down. Now just approaching this is going to break the seal, but that's fine. I'll explain that in a second after we get the Grace. So that is the sound. You'll get a little prompt here. Somewhere a great rune has been broken, and so too has a powerful charm. And this just indicates that Miquella's influence has now been broken, so the NPCs are free to do their own thing. This rune will break. It was basically like an invisible line that's like, kind of going this way. And if you cross that invisible line, so crossing towards the Shadow Keep, if you like cross this bridge, making your way towards the backside of the Shadow Keep, any of those will end up breaking the rune. And we're gonna... Well, I guess we could talk about the rune real fast. Let me see. No, there's some other stuff we want to do. No, let's just do it. Let's just talk about the rune real fast. Let's talk about the rune real fast. So first guy we're gonna go do is we'll go on over here, talk to Moore and Sir Ansbach. Now breaking that rune basically just removes the charm that Miquella has on most of his followers. Some of them are like, oh, I see what's happening. Some of them, don't care. They're going to follow anyway. But Ansbach, we just want to exhaust his dialogue. He has stuff about how Miquella's a monster, and as long as you've exhausted it, he's going to be good. Now, Moore will do a couple different things here. If you choose talk to Moore. Now, if you choose talk to Moore, he says he doesn't know what to do. Must we be sad forever? For the time being, I would just select I don't know. Now, the reason for this is the safest route would be put it behind you, but by using remain sad forever, we can get his gear a little bit sooner. And to elaborate on this, if we tell him to remain sad forever, he's going to go out and he's going to die. Now, we don't want to do that just yet because we get one of the Forager cookbooks from him. And on top of that, when he dies, the rest of the Foragers seemingly disappear off the map. If you use put it behind you, he is going to disappear. But unless you have collected 3 Forager books, it's going to make things worse. So, we can keep coming up to him though, and he's going to say sad forever. Just keep saying, I don't know. Don't pick one of those choices just yet. And that should keep him here for you. So if we're going to warp away, we're going to warp over to Freya, talk to her next. We're probably going to take the option that has him die to get his gear a little bit early. But the point is we want to get all the Forager brood. So you can see if we look over here, Moore is still chilling. Ansbach is gone. That's what we want.
Oh, good. Tell her that I don't worry.
Talk to Freya. We'll burn through her dialogue.
Of the vow, and I must know. Oh, there's something. There will be true, though I lady led outlaw. I'll be out. There's something.
She is good. We're gonna shoot on over to Thiollier. Talk to him.
Oh,
you not affect? I'm feeling rather St. Trina would kindly befall in for the problem is I would sacrifice.
Okay. And then we want to go ahead and advance time.
I'm feeling the St. Trina. I'm feeling the St. Trina.
Let's pass some time some more. Basically, after some time's passed, he moves, and that's what we want. So we're just trying to get him to prop up the next portion of his dialogue.
I had something. I'm heading south for Colts. He just go. That must be where.
All right, so at this point,
Head to the shore.
he is going to the shore. So he is good. Now hop over to Needle Knight and Hornsent. I'm going to talk to Hornsent real fast. He has a lot of dialogue to burn through.
But the impaler invent, how could I revenge? Think lest you.
Okay, now we are going to talk to Lita.
Oh, did you feel a wild man? I might try.
She talks about how the charm's been broken, and this is a good chance to find out who could potentially be a betrayer. If you suggest Thiollier, she basically just says, nah, he's not a threat. So it's true his devotion, blah, blah, blah. He's incapable of betrayal. You know, he's not going to be a problem. And you can suggest Hornsent. When she says, allow me some time to mull it over, should be able to just rest. As long as Hornsent leaves, which he does after you exhaust his dialogue, her prompt will change.
I believe it. If he were to vengeance and one kindly make, even if it is his lineage.
And she talks about, okay, you know, it is a good idea. We should take him on out. Now, these quests, basically everyone's quests, are going to continue in the Shadowkeep. So just to give an idea of how this is going to go down, basically once you get into the Shadowkeep, you're going to have the option to either side with Lita or side with Hornsent. The main reason to side with Lita early on would be that you're going to get earlier access to Hornsent's armor. And on top of that, you then have the option to side with Ansbach in the second part of the quest, which will reward you with Ansbach's bow. If instead you side with Hornsent and take Lita out, you will get access to the Swift Step Ash of War, and then you won't be able to do the Lita versus Ansbach exchange because, you know, Lita's already been defeated. So essentially what it boils down to is either you can get a bow that has a shotgun type side shot where you loose 8 arrows at the same time in a fan pattern, or you can get a unique Ash of War that is limited to backhand blades. If you want the Ash of War, you're going to side with Hornsent here. If you would prefer to have the bow, you're going to side with Lita, and then you're going to side with Ansbach a little bit later. So, to be honest, I don't think the bow is that good. I mean, you can pump some decent damage, but, you know, frankly, I'd rather have the Ash of War. So we're going to be siding with Hornsent to take her on out, and then that'll actually continue his quest line. We'll get to that a little bit later. For the time being, we are going to put on that new thing we got for the perfume. Now, I'm kind of curious. I want to see if it actually works with Fire Step. As far as I know, I think it was I don't know if I'm pronouncing this right, UV, that found this. He was doing tests on the fire giants. The perfume bottle really messes it up. I don't know if fire will work. I've heard that frenzy, frost, and lightning work well. I'm going to try the fire bottle. I want to see how that does. And if we're not getting the stagger I want, then I will just back off, and instead we'll put it on the lightning bottle. But let's run on up. And the biggest thing is, the more I've been testing, it's multi-hit type stuff will just work really well against these dudes. So the rolling perfume, rolling sparks works very well. The ghost flame ignition on the Deathbird's poker, that works really well. Wing of Estelle is going to work really well. We can get this little skidoo fragment right there. He's doing his thing, so we're just going to run around for a second. Like I said, if you want, you can run around, and he is going to, you know, these fireballs are going to chase, so you can use these to wipe out most of the camp. It's a pretty funny usage of him, like, oh, you're going to kill everything that's here for me. Okay, bro. Here. So let's see if the fire will work. Fire will not work very well. So in that case, just use lightning or use the frostbite one. Either of those will work. Actually, it'll be might be faster for me to just die here. Alright, so we're doing lightning on the prep stream, but I was hoping fire would work since this character is mostly dex. He gets a higher AR on it, but we'll just put the lightning one on. It's fine. And then if you have more of an int focus, obviously use the frost one. Those are the main two, and then frenzy we don't get access to until later, so just use frost or lightning. Should have tested it earlier, but okay. Ash of War, we're going to undo, and then on lightning we are going to put it. So pull out the lightning bottle, or the death spoker, or your Estelle. So if this gets nerfed, Death's Poker would be the next best follow-up, and you should be able to just put on like a talisman to boost your int to be able to use that. I was using that, and I was getting fairly quick staggers with the L2 into R1. So where you like create the explosion, and then you slam it and send the wave of Ghost Flame out. That has a lot of multi-ticks on them. Messes them up pretty well. You can see the strat here. You basically want to just line yourself up with the legs. Okay, I love that attack. It's so much fun. He's probably going to kill me here. Can I survive this with full health? Oh my goodness, I can. Wow. Furnace golems were a mistake. Bro, oh my goodness. This is so obnoxious. I'm dead here. Honestly, this is the one enemy in the DLC where I'm really just like, I'm not sure what FromSoft was thinking. Because these things are just, they're tedious is the only way to describe them. I'm gonna golden vow up to nuke this thing even faster. I promise the perfume bottle works really well. It gets a fast stagger. He's just being very particular with his moveset right now and not doing what I would like him to do. I'll let those flames go, and then we're just gonna get behind him. Jesus God. I mean, there's a part where it's just comedy, right? You know what? I'm gonna try just walking up behind him and come from this grace. Go time. Yeah, he'll never see me coming. By the time he realizes I'm there, he's already going to be staggered. Watch instead, I'll get hit by this dude. Oh, he's doing the thing. There we go. There we go. So if for some reason that strat gets nerfed, you can use Ghost Flame instead. If Ghost Flame gets nerfed, well, you can always do it the long, hard, annoying way. Anyway, so we got the Skidoo Tree fragment. Let's see. And then, alright, now let's actually work through this. So there should be some Mesmer Grease on the left, Battle Priest's Cookbook on the left, Embers of Mesmer over on the right, and then a Somber 6 up top. So it should be pretty easy to spot this stuff. There's our Mesmer. It's just a dude that died. It's also from a dude that died. There's the Ember of Mesmers. Man, they buffed that. It was way stronger than it used to be. Let's see, Mesmer, and then the Battle Priest's Cookbook should be right here. So we got the Fire, the Battle Priest, the Ember, and then the Shadow 4 by the Archer. Alright, let's head on up. We're gonna go to where the, where all of those dudes were that we were actually fighting before. Up the Shadow Sunflowers, and then up top there'll be more Perfumers, and they are going to be guarding a Somber 6. It does do pretty solid damage. Kind of like try a boss fight with it. After we get them, we're just shooting on over to the west, and there's kind of an elevated portion of this same camp. Probably level up backhand blades soon. I've been holding off on them, but if we're gonna go for Swift Step, I'll probably get them. They're fun. They do lots of damage. But yeah, where we're at now, outside of like certain unique circumstances, I want to work with a lot of the new weapons. So light greatsword, backhand blades. Woo! Oh man, the secondary hit got me. That was coming in to clean up too. Damn. Man, he's beating everyone's ass with that perfume. Maybe I should just use that. I ain't doing that. We're just gonna... Oh, I already know where I died. We'll go here and run. I have to adjust to the light greatsword. I think this might be my first episode where I'm just like dying left and right. Like we've been doing fairly well up until now, and then that fire giant ruined my win streak. But we do want to clear up that side. Going up there, there are some little items we can grab, but we get the Black Knight's Twin Blade up there, which is very nice. So definitely want to clear through this stuff. Goodness. It's our golden bow. It's basically a consumable, giving you the bow buff. It's pretty nice. I like that counter. What the hell is going on over here? My God. Just getting hit by like the most insane damage at the moment. Alright. Mesmer's cronies are down. Now we take on the big boy. And that gets us the Black Steel Twin Blade. So, we're going to go southwest from here. And that looks a little sketchy. Let's go, like, right here. And then right over here we have another Forager brood dude. He is dying, so what you want to do is go into your inventory and you want to use a warming stone. That's going to heal him on up. It'll take a little bit of time to start talking to him, so I would just do the quit. After he's up, quick game, jump back in, and you should be able to interact with him at this point. So that's Forager Brewed Cookbook and some Shadow Sunflowers. At this point, if you do want to tell Moore to like tough it out, basically telling him tough it out, he is going to be part of a big boss fight later. Whereas if you tell him remain sad forever, he dies right over here. In both cases, you're going to get his armor as well as get his shield. So it's, you know, if you tell him to die, his quest is a little bit, you know, the quest ends. The fight later on is easier because it's one less NPC you're going to have to deal with. But if you tell him to die, these guys disappear. So do not tell him to die until you get all of them. And now that we have our third one, if we were to give him a choice, he is going to give us the final cookbook regardless. So for now, I would just hold off. We're going to have all of them pretty soon. And then afterwards, we can be like, you know, you can tell him to die. Or if you're worried, you can just tell him, you know, move on. And telling him to move on, he'll just be at a fight later, and we'll get his stuff at that point. That's really going to be preference, you know.
Thou shalt not evade the flame of Mesmer.
Oh, bro. God, this guy's so aggressive. I'm trying to use my wing stance here. Alright, that being our second invasion from him, we now get his Ash of War Flame Skewer as well as the Prayer Room Key. If you didn't get invaded by him previously, he is... As you're working your way through Tower Settlement, basically, like from the private altar, you would like go up and then you just kind of go off to the side and he's in this little area over here. But you need to have him invade you in both areas to get his Ash of War, in addition to the Prayer Room Key, which is something we need for later. But 2 Skidoo Tree Fragments. Over here, we have a Rune Arc. And with all that being done, we're going to warp on back over here. And then we'll go ahead and we'll just fight the hippo thing right now. Just get it out of the way. Now, you don't have to fight this right now. It's just we kill it, we get a 3 Skidoo Fragment. So it's like, I might as well kill you. Might as well kill you. Can probably pull this off with Lightning Perfume and Milady. Halfway through the fight, this turns into like a hippo porcupine, but probably the biggest thing to look out for here is the bite. If you're not careful, he'll charge at you and eat you, so you want to like roll off to the side. A little bit later than I did. We popped our flask, so we should be okay. Nope. Did I not? Oh, I guess he did. He procced through the cheat death. I promise this fight's not that hard. It's just, that was a very poor showing right there. And that's the hardest attack he does, honestly. As long as you can avoid him biting down on you, you'll be okay. That's the only thing that this guy does that's like, oop, he got me. Alright, so now that we're topped off, homie is up. Trying to test the damage on which of these I want to prioritize using. Oh, he's going to become Porcupine Man. We'll do a little spin around thing that you want to look out for, but like I said, besides that bite, the rest of it's not too bad. But we get a fragment, well, 2 fragments actually for doing that, as well as the assable thorns. And then from here, let's see, we did the Forager Broods, we went to the Cathedral, we did that. Okay, we are good. So we will hop back to High Road Across. All the NPC quests should be in motion at this point. Obviously, Moore's we're going to wrap up, but we have, there's a Forager Brood over here, and then there's one over here, and then there's one over here. And after we get the 3 of those, then we could tell him remain sad forever and get access to his armor. But doing it before then, you'll miss out on cookbooks. So for now, at least, we're going to wrap up. In the next part, we are going to kill a boss that's over here, and then we'll work our way down, getting the Forager Brood, getting some stuff over there. We'll do a forge, clear out some stuff, and then make our way towards Morth Ruins. So stay tuned, and I'll catch you in a little bit with more.